if you're going to write on Yelly, he undersold how hard he worked on his strength this summer. Like, he's a different player from last year. He looks quicker, much, much stronger, able to protect pucks better. He put in a lot of hard work this summer, and you can see he looks different physically, and then you can just see the power in his skating and in his close quarters. That was hard for him last year, and now he's able to fend guys off and create a lot more plays because he's not getting pushed off pucks. So another good game against another good opponent. It's great to have tests like this early in the season. I love the way we started. I thought we really had our legs, all four lines were moving first 10, 12 minutes, and then changed a little bit. Obviously, they got the shorthanded goal, which swung the momentum. But then they started to carry play a little bit, and we were back on our heels. So those are things we have to avoid, is that big of momentum changes to the negative side. So, that's just something we have to grow as a team with. But second period got a little wild with all the penalties. I thought Jacob made some incredible saves in the second when the score was tight, and those were huge. If you don't get those, then they're feeling 10 feet tall, and we're probably, chasing the game. So there were a couple enormous saves going across the crease that he made that kept us close, and then we were able to get our footing again after we got those kills, and we had a very good third period. We were able to generate some offense and finish plays. So it was an exciting game, and I'm sure tomorrow will be no different.
What are your thoughts on kind of all the freshmen? I feel like they've kind of come into their own in the past few games. I feel like they're all kind of maturing as players in front of our very eyes, which is pretty awesome to watch. What has been your message to them?
The message is, you have to keep playing a mature game, and it comes and goes. You can't try and win the game every shift. I think that's the one message that you're giving, especially to the guys with a decent amount of skill. So they're used to being able to create plays every shift, and sometimes if you're going to push that, you're going to have some unfortunate turnovers too, and you're going to give the other team breaks. So it's really like we want them to make plays. They didn't come here to play safe, but at the same time you have to read each situation. So I thought, especially in the third, we started to play more percentage hockey. I thought in the second period, when it started to turn, there's probably 3 shifts in a row we turned it over at their blue line, and then they started to feel good about themselves and create more offensive chances. And sometimes you have to figure out that less is more.
Kind of similar question to Yelvik. Can you touch on the depth of the team again? 5 skaters scored tonight, across 3 lines, and then Bankston with the defensive goal.
Yeah.
Can you just touch on what it's like to coach a team that has this many options and the third line scoring some goals?
Yeah, it's exciting because they push each other. When you can get offense from multiple lines, you're much harder to play against. If the team only has one line that can score, then you can really concentrate defensively and match up who you want to play against that team, that line. And you can also say to your team, like, whoever's out against that line, you really got to be defensive first. But if you have to play against teams with multiple lines that can score, then it's kind of goes out the window. So it's, our depth hopefully will become really one of our strengths this whole season.
And then you guys kind of pulled away when, Cutter kind of iced the game with that. The power play last season was kind of a big deal for you guys, one of the highlights. That looked like a classic power play from last season. What have you been liking on the power play so far this year?
Yeah, they still haven't gelled like we can. Biggest thing, like last year, our power play was very solid, and I think we did the little things really well last year. We won a lot of face-offs, and we retrieved pucks very well. So those are 2 keys. No matter how nice you can pass the puck around and get shots, if you don't retrieve pucks and win face-offs, you're going to spend a lot of time having to break back into the zone. So tonight Michigan State did a great job on face-offs on their penalty kill, so we didn't get as much zone time as we had hoped for. But when we did get in there, you know, we can move it around and create chances. I think it's just a little better on the face-offs and a little more detail to keep sustained offense going will help us a lot.
Just, Ryan Leonard getting his first goal was similar to, the question earlier, but just to have everyone on that line now on the score sheet.
Yep.
It must be nice to see them come
It's nice to see, it's really nice to see Ryan score because he's created great chances every game. And you knew it was coming. You know, yeah, every game his line has been able to generate chances where he's been the guy shooting. So we knew it was going to come. So that happens sometimes to any player, but especially to freshmen, it seems that happens. So to get that first one is nice, and hopefully they'll come in bunches now.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.